Welcome to Reach Out, the program that highlights the amazing work carried out by local nonprofits, the wonderful people who lead these organizations, and the committed volunteers who give of themselves but wind up receiving even more. I'm Bernadette Wagner, Co-Director of Volunteer Washington County, and my guest today is Brad Sell, Executive Director of the Community Foundation of Washington County. Brad works with a committed board of directors to encourage philanthropy for the benefit of Washington County. As Executive Director of the Community Foundation, Brad oversees 170 funds with assets totaling $22 million and also oversees the awarding of grants derived from these funds. Brad was a central figure in helping the community to develop the SCIP document, which identified critical areas of need and serves as a roadmap for funding in Washington County. Brad joins us today to talk about the Community Foundation's latest effort to encourage philanthropy in our community. Thank you for taking time from your busy schedule and joining us today.
Thank you, Bernadette. It's great to be here.
Well, I'm happy to have you. Brad, can you please tell us just a little bit about the history of the Community Foundation and your role there?
Well, the foundation was started back in 1997 by a great group of community leaders, including Merle Elliott and Dick Phoebus and Mike Day and John Waltersdorf, and I can go on and on. A great group of people that have done so much for this community, but they felt we needed an organization that could really emphasize endowment funds here in Washington County, because John Waltersdorf especially felt that a nonprofit wasn't really mature until they had an endowment fund to help them through rough times. So that's our emphasis, and I'll update your figures a little bit. We now have over 200 funds valued at $25 million, and we have awarded over $10 million in grants and scholarships since 1998 back to the nonprofit community.
And all right here in Washington County?
Most of it here in
Okay.
Washington County. We do offer some donor advised funds that people can make distributions like to their alma mater if they went to Penn State, but about 85% of the distributions are here in Washington County.
That's great. And I know you have an exciting event coming up on May 2nd called Washington County Gives. Would you be able to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, and it really is outside the box for the Community Foundation, because again, our emphasis has always been on endowment funds and about the donors, but when our board met at a retreat back in September, the board wanted to know if there was something that we could do to help the nonprofit community because of the economic times that we've been through the last 4 or 5 years. And there was something that I was familiar with that other foundations had done across the country, and it's a 24-hour day of giving. So I made that proposal to our board, and they said, that's just a great idea. That's a way for us to help the nonprofit community, and we're the only ones that can do it. I mean, there's not really other organizations in Washington County that can pull this off, because everybody has a mission and their own programs to do. So this was something that worked for us, and we're real excited to try and implement this here in Washington County.
And the process for this is each organization applied, and based on their budget paid a certain fee, but it's not something that the Community Foundation benefits from in any way, right?
No, absolutely not. We're not making any money off this. We're not one of the eligible organizations to receive funds.
In fact, you're giving money, right?
Well, we are. We're offering a total of about $48,000 in prize money and matching incentive dollars for the nonprofits that participate. So that's a reason for them to get involved. And we're real pleased that we had 49 different organizations sign up to participate in this. And we've kind of unofficially set a goal of $300,000 to try and raise in one 24-hour period.
Well, that's quite a goal, and I hope that our community members join in and participate. Now, Brad, can you tell us a little bit about what the certifications or the requirements that nonprofits had to meet in order to participate? Well,
really, they really just had to be a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit and have that IRS determination letter. Other than that, we didn't have any requirements.
No religious organizations are participating.
Well, that's correct.
Okay.
There were no religious organizations, no mosques, no churches. And no private operating foundations could participate. But it could be a small organization that doesn't have any paid staff whatsoever, and we have a number of those that are participating, all the way up to some large organizations with a large number of staff. And so it runs the full gamut. And we have arts and culture organizations, we have health and human service organizations, we have sports and youth and recreational organizations. So it's really exciting to see the gamut of organizations that are going to be trying to raise money on this one day. So
how easy is it going to be for somebody to donate on May 2nd? And that starts like 12 a.m. on May 2nd and goes to 11:59 p.m.
That's right. It's
Okay.
12:01 or 001 in the morning of May 2nd
Okay.
to 12 midnight on May 2nd. And it is, the real trick of this is that it is strictly online contributions, strictly through credit cards. And it is a really social media driven, web-based kind of fundraiser. It's something like we've never done before. And from talking to the nonprofits, not many of them have ever tried it before. So we're getting everybody to think outside the box. And the intent is to really try and reach a whole new generation of donors who are these, mobile. It's not one of me, so I can't relate to it. But they do everything online. They do everything with their cell phones and their
To tap into
smartphones,
that next generation, too.
and get them to give. And it's a minimum $10 contribution by credit card only. And it's very, very easy. Once they go onto the website, they can click on the organization, or they can search for an organization to see which ones are participating. And then on the right-hand side of every organization's page will be a button for them to click to donate. So we're real excited by it.
And have organizations set a goal for themselves?
Yeah, different organizations have come up with goals. Again, because this is so new and no one's done it before, it's been hard for a lot of them to say, what is a goal? We have no idea. We've never tried this before. But we do have about 25% of the organizations have submitted specific goals to us that they are going to try and reach, and that helps them because it gives them some strategies that will be involved in trying to raise these dollars.
And Volunteer Washington County, we haven't set a value dollar goal, but we have set a minimum of, we would hope to get a minimum of 250 different donors, and we actually have
good.
a local agent, State Farm agent Tom Bridenstine, who said he will give $5 for every person that donates up to $250. So
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, so we are exciting, and I know that you have some corporate sponsors too. Is that correct?
Yeah, Randy Thompson was a major sponsor, and we're using those corporate sponsors to help with the dollars that we're going to give away in matching dollars and prize money. Also, the Community Foundation's Hershey Family Fund is another major sponsor, along with the Community Foundation.
Yeah, Volunteer Washington County has actually partnered with some other businesses who have provided incentive prizes, including Bella Salon and Spa, the Maryland Theater, Smith Fit, Jersey's Mike, Nail Palace, Gold's Gym, a Mary
great.
Kay consultant. So all of these groups, and South Point Fitness Center too, are looking to support and encourage people to give on that day. I'd like to thank Brad for joining us on today's show, and thank you, our viewing audience, for watching. I'm sure you have a better understanding of the important role the Community Foundation plays in supporting local charities. I also hope you feel inspired and empowered to log on to WashingtonCountyGives.org on May 2nd and support your favorite charity. Speaking as the Director of Volunteer Washington County itself, a nonprofit, regardless of the organization whom you choose to donate, your gift will be greatly appreciated and will make a huge difference in our community. Remember, take care of yourself and survive, take care of others and thrive. Think about it. See you next time.